The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Chapter 7, verses 1 to 2, 10 and 25 to 30. Jesus stayed in Galilee. He could not stay in Judea because the Jews were out to kill him. As the Jewish feast of tabernacles drew near, after his brothers had left for the festival, Jesus went up as well, but quite privately without drawing attention to himself. Meanwhile, some of the people of Jerusalem were saying, "Isn't this man they want to kill? And here he is, speaking freely, and they have nothing to say to him. Can it be true the authorities have made up their minds that he is the Christ? Yet we will all where he comes from, but when the Christ appears, no one will know where he comes from." Then, as Jesus taught in the temple, he cried out, "Yes, you know me, and you know where I came from. Yet I have not come of myself. No, there is one who sent me, and I really come from him, and you do not know him. But I know him because I have come from him, and it was he who sent me." They would have arrested him then, but because his time had not yet come, no one laid a hand on him. The Gospel of the Lord. It is easy to die fast. If somebody is going to kill you immediately, you are dying, there is no problem, because you are not going to face any suffering or pain or emotional things. But when you come to know somebody is going to kill you or destroy you, there is a peaceless life, a restless life. There is a lot of depression inside, also a lot of stress, anxieties, because you know your enemy is at your door. Anytime you will be killed. So this is the situation Jesus is facing in today's gospel. He knew all his enemies. He knew about his plot, how people are going to kill him. They are going to persecute him. They are going to put to death. He knew. So that is why Jesus also is very, very cautious. Now he is not openly walking on the road. Even he is not going with his own disciples for the feast. But of course, he is going for the feast as disguised person, so that others may not know him. But somehow again he was recognized among the crowds. That is what they said. It's not he, Christ. The authorities wanted to kill him. So even though Jesus was going secretly or hiding, still people came to know about Jesus and they were investigating about him. But at the end, the hour, they could have killed him, but the gospel is ending with, the hour had not come for him to die. This is very, very important to reflect. They could have killed him, but the hour had not come for him to die. In John's gospel, what is the meaning of hour? We have two types of times. One is called calendar time, chronological time, chronos. In Greek it is called chronos, calendar time. Today we are in 2024. Friday. So this is called chronological time, the ordinary time. And the second type of time is known as kairos. Kairos means appointed time, grace-filled time. So now the hour has not come for him to be killed. That means Jesus was born in the appointed time. According to St. Paul, in the appointed time, he was born of a woman, appointed time. In the appointed time, God sent his son Jesus to save the world. Why God took 2000 years or so many years to send his son Jesus? God started his salvation history in the very beginning of Genesis. As soon as the first parents committed sin of disobedience, they brought suffering and death. God could have sent immediately then and there, or he could have taken 1 year to send his son Jesus, the Messiah, the Christ, to save the humanity. But how many thousand years later God is sending his son? That means hour had not come. So this is called the appointed time, grace-filled time, or it is called the time of God. So when we think about our own life, most of the time we live in the present time, ordinary time. We don't realize we are living in the time of God or the appointed time. God also has made for us the appointed time, grace-filled time. So we need to experience that time. This appointed time or grace-filled time we need to experience. And what is that time? As Jesus performed miracle, his first miracle in John's Gospel, he turned water into wine. The hour, although Jesus said, "My hour has not come," but he performed the miracle. But when Jesus is on the cross, what he said? "Now the hour has come." Before going to the cross, Jesus said, "Now my hour has come." He said to Judas at the Last Supper, "My hour has come now. The Son of Man will be handed over to the high priest. He will be rejected by all." So Jesus predicted everything and said at the Last Supper. So this is the time to die for Jesus and to go to his Father and to open the gates of heaven. So in our own life, what we learn from Jesus from today's gospel is we do experience such type of things in our own life. Maybe the own family members may destroy you or kill you or betray you. So, or your own enemies from outside may try to kill you. They may do all kinds of harm to you. But how are you going to deal with those situations? So what we learn from Jesus is we must be cautious. We must be careful. But time will come, and that time is the appointed time, grace-filled time, and that day we are going to die. Whether we are killed by our enemies or whether we die naturally or with accident. So that time becomes for us the appointed time. So Jesus died on the cross at the age of 33. How many would like to live up to 33? I don't think, maybe few are there under 33. Maybe 99% people are more than 33 years of old. But Jesus died at the age of 33 on the cross. And that death is known as the God's appointed time. The hour had come. So anytime, if you are dying, let us think, this is my God's time. This is the hour I have to die. Or even if we have been killed by our enemies, we must also think, my hour has come, as Jesus said. Now this is the hour we have come here today to celebrate the Holy Eucharist. And in this hour, we must experience, this is the appointed time for us to experience His loving presence. As He said to His disciples at the Last Supper, my hour has come. So every Eucharistic celebration is the last hour, the appointed time. So let us pray today in a special way in this Mass, that in spite of all our difficult moments or times, we may continue to follow Christ, and let us keep faith and hope in the Lord. The Lord will never forget us and He will never abandon us, because we recited in the Psalm number 33, the Lord is close to the broken-hearted. So the Lord is always close to the broken-hearted. So if we have been broken-hearted, the Lord is close to us. He will give us power and strength. May the good Lord bless us all in this Holy Mass. Amen.